So thanks very much for those trivia notes, Trish. They're like always really interesting, and it's always really cool to see what characters that appear in the show appear in later on in life, be it who or something else. And speaking of characters, what we're actually going to do now is we're going to discuss the characters in the story. So let's start off with the man himself, I suppose, the Doctor.
I think in this story we see the many, many sides of the Doctor. But the one that causes the most harm, I think, is just how self centered he is.
Yeah,
We've talked through previous episodes how in the Honored Pilot he was kind of the villain, and then in the version of an unearthly child that went to air, he was kind of mischievous. Here he's just a bit of a self centered trickster. Do you know, he sort of reminds you of that trickster god who's playing with things to get what he wants.
that's a polite way of putting it.
What was your way of putting it?
I put him down that he was a bit of a selfish bollocks because,
That is also a good way of putting it.
yeah, because his thing of I would want to go investigate, but Ian, Barbara, and Susan present him with logic, at which point he's like, well, like, you screw your logic, it's my way or the highway.
It's one of these things is that he is clearly very self centered and he doesn't particularly care, particularly about Ian and Barbara. And he knows that Susan only wants to leave because Ian and Barbara want to leave. If Ian and Barbara weren't there, he and Susan would be off doing what they normally do. So he's kind of like, that's fine, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So he tricks them, he endangers all of them. But similar to in An Unearthly Child, when the shit hits the fan, he comes clean straight away. And makes no qualms about it and is like, I tricked you, I wanted to see the city. And he's very frank about it.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know if it's a redeeming quality, but it's a slightly positive quality on him being a total bollocks, like you said.
He's also got a pretty lousy poker face as well, like, because, like, he goes, oh, this thing which we need isn't working. Maybe there's some component of it that can help us outside, at which point he just, like, going, bullshit.
Yeah, like there's nothing they can do. They can't fix it. And Susan clearly, and this kind of goes off from what I was saying in the trivia bit about the way Susan was meant to be versus the way she's portrayed. I get the sense that she only knows about the TARDIS the bits he's shown her. So she doesn't know that he's lying.
Yeah.
She knows that he's after doing something to make them explore the city, but not that it could easily be fixed by just plugging it back in.